All right, finally, I had a little bit of an issue going live there, but we got it. Hey everybody, I see a few of you are on. We're gonna get started right away since it's already 10:01. All right, my name is Monica, for those of you who don't know me. And this is my sister Alexis. She'll be demonstrating for us today. So as soon as you're ready, you can come to a comfortable seated position. Today I thought we'd start with just a 5-minute meditation, just to get us into our bodies and to shift our focus to an internal focus. Yeah, which is one of the things that we're trying to accomplish in a yoga practice. All right, so you can find a comfortable seated position. You can either sit directly on the floor like we are, or you can put a cushion or a pillow underneath the pelvis. This helps to elevate the pelvis if it's hard for you to find a straight spine if you're directly on the floor. That can happen if you have tight hips or if you have a tight lower back. So if you feel any of that tension when you're on the floor, just elevate the hips, sit on something. It can be a block, it can be a cushion or a pillow, or you can even sit on a chair if you need to. So find whatever works for you, and you can bring your hands to your knees and close the eyes. Just take a moment here to shift the focus. So now you're coming into the body and into the breath by watching the breath move in and out through the nose. So actually feeling the breath as it touches the insides of the nostrils, as you inhale and as you exhale. So actually feeling the breath as it touches the tip of the nose and on the insides of the nostrils. You'll feel it by the movement of the breath coming in and out. And the touch can come from sensation. It can come from feeling the temperature of the breath. On the inhales, it's a little bit cooler. On the exhales, it's a little bit warmer. So sensing the breath through these qualities, these subtle qualities of the breath that normally we're not aware of. So we're going from this unconscious breathing to conscious breathing. Bringing the mind's attention to the breath moving in and out through the nostrils. And settling here, settling the mind here. And then bringing your attention to the sit bones, those two bony bones at the bottom of the pelvis. It's the part of the pelvis that should be pressing down into the mat. If you feel the sit bones are a little bit forward, that probably means that you're slouching. So you want to come right on top of the sit bones. So feel the sit bones pressing down into the mat. The whole weight of the body is moving down through the sit bones. So coming into the sensation of grounding. Feeling the connection to the ground or the chair. Noticing if you're holding any tension there, maybe around the hips or around the lower back. Feeling these parts of the body, sensing them. So just imagining them, trying to feel coming into the body, feeling the hips, feeling the lower back. Are you holding on to tension? Moving your attention up through the spine, starting at the lower back, then tracing the spine all the way up. With your mind, tracing the spine one vertebrae at a time. As you come all the way up to the cervical, into the neck. As you continue lengthening the neck, the crown of the head is pointing up towards the ceiling. And you're relaxing the shoulders. You're sitting up tall, your shoulders are over your hips. Coming into a space where you're sitting upright with your effort. So you're sitting up tall and you're holding yourself there, but at the same time you're relaxing. So you're not trying to strain yourself here. So find that space of effort and ease, of the strength to hold your spine up, but of the relaxation to relax all the muscles around the spine, the shoulders, all through the back, through the lower back, through the hips, through the legs. Notice as you can find more places to relax, that grounding sensation gets a little bit more obvious. You feel that sense of grounding moving down through the sit bones. Good, and we'll just be here for one more minute. Coming into the breath again, feeling the breath moving in and out through the nostrils. Good, and gently opening the eyes. Whenever you're ready, you can open the eyes. Good. How was that? Before I started this class, I told her we're going to meditate for 5 minutes. And she was like, I can't do that. I can't sit still for 5 minutes. I'll fall asleep. But you did it. You meditated for 5 minutes. Right? And it's hard, but sometimes when you have something to guide your mind and put your mind on something, it gets a little bit more approachable. Yeah, what do you think? Yeah? Cool. Okay, good. And then little by little, you can increase the time. So now we're going to shift into some breathing. I want to establish a breath before we start moving with the breath. So again, if you're having a hard time now sitting down, you might start to get uncomfortable. Now, if you want to add a cushion, you can. Or if you want to get onto a chair, you can. You won't be here for much longer. So bring your hands to your knees. And now we're going to start breathing with a breathing method that's more useful for asana, which is our postures in yoga. Before we were just keeping the breath natural and just observing the natural breath. And now we're going to try to extend, lengthen, and deepen the breath, right? So I'm going to count you four counts for an inhale and 4 counts for an exhale. See if you can stay with that pace. One of the main objectives is to match the length of the inhales to the length of the exhales and to lengthen this as much as possible. If the 4 count is too hard for you and you feel really strained, then maybe let go of my counts and just go with your counts and count to yourself. Just making sure that the length of the inhale matches the length of the exhales. Okay, so bring your hands to your knees. Exhale, so we'll all start together, completely emptying the lungs. And if you're familiar with Ujjayi breathing, you can start to incorporate that. So we'll inhale for 4, 3, deep breaths, 2, make it forceful, 1, exhale, 1, 2, slowly releasing the breath through the nostrils. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, exhale, 4, using your Ujjayi breathing if you know how to do it, 2, 1, inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, as you breathe in this time, keep the lower belly pulled in. And exhale, keep the lower belly pulled in as you slowly exhale. Inhale, breathing into the rib cage, into the lungs, expanding the lung capacity. Exhale, contracting and releasing everything from the lungs, completing the exhale. Inhale, full breath in. Exhale, slow, steady breath out. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Follow the breath all the way through the exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Following the breath all the way through the inhale, expanding through the lungs. And exhale, completely emptying the lungs, little by little. Good. Okay, and we can release that. So now we'll try to connect some movement to this breath. Okay, so come to your hands and your knees to tabletop position. Right. Setting yourself with the right alignment, with your shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your knees. Good. Pulling in the lower belly, moving the shoulders away from the ears, and pressing down through the shoulders. So the center part of your upper back is lifting up. Lift, push down through your shoulders. Good. And then we're gonna do a little bit of shoulder work here. So you're gonna press down through the shoulders, and then you're gonna sink into the shoulders. Press up, and then sink in, and then down. So this part of, no, we're not doing cat-cow. Oh. We're just moving the shoulders. So you're pressing the shoulders down, pressing the shoulders down to lift this part. Good. And now sink into the shoulders. Yes, good. So we're working with the shoulder blades and the shoulder joints. Again, pushing down and then sinking. Good. Pushing down into the shoulders, pushing down, and then sinking down. Good. Shoulders away from the ears. Do that a couple more times. Inhale and exhale. Good. I wanted to do this a couple of times because I want to show you the right place you need to be for plank and for this position. Again, push down. So this is where you need to be because it's the more supportive place for the shoulders and for any upper body strength work. And you want the middle of the top of the spine to push up. Good, good. So that's different than when you're sinking down. So sink down again? Yes. So that's wrong. Yeah? Push up again. Okay. Now we're going to move into some cat-cows to warm up the spine a little bit. So you're going to inhale, and now we're going to really move with the breath here. Inhale, arch the spine, inhale. Yes, inhale, you're here, you're expanding through the lungs, and you're looking up, you're arching the back. And then you exhale, now you're really going into that pushing of the shoulders down, rounding the back, and you're contracting the chest. So you're contracting the lungs to exhale. Okay, keep moving. Inhale, moving with the breath. Exhale, rounding and relaxing the neck, tucking the tailbone under. Inhale, exhale, trying to match the length of the inhales to the length of the exhales. Inhale, long breath in, exhale, long breath out. Just take one more here. Inhale, and exhale. Good. Come back to neutral. Then we're going to step. Sorry, no. And now I wanted to do to stretch a little bit. So we warmed up the entire spine. Now I want to narrow in on the upper spine and kind of stretch into the upper spine, which also stretches into the shoulders. So it's called the puppy pose. You're going to bring the elbows to the floor. Good. And you're going to bring your chest towards the ground. Good. Move your elbows forward a little bit. Yeah. Move your chest towards the ground and bring your head to the floor. Head to the floor. Forehead or even the top of the head a little bit more. Good. Now you're going to bring the palms together and bring the palms towards your back. So up towards your upper back. Good. Good. So this is the first version. If it's too intense, you can move the elbows closer to your knees. That'll ease it up a little bit. But we're trying to stretch all of these shoulders and through the upper back by letting the upper back and the chest move down towards the mat. So the chest is sinking down towards the mat. Good. And then if you want to make it more intense, if you feel like you can go a little bit deeper, you can straighten the arms and bring the palms towards the mat. Good. And then just keep sinking down here, chest towards the mat. And then the full expression, the deepest expression would be to bring the chin towards the mat. That keeps the extension through the spine going. Yeah. If it feels weird on the neck, then just go back to your forehead. Let's just be here for about 5 more breaths. And follow the breath. Really come into the breath here. See if you can use those exhales to relax a little bit deeper into this and to bring the chest further down to the floor. 1. Good. 2. The toes can be tucked or they can be flat, whatever feels more comfortable. 3. 4, slow, steady breathing. So start really establishing that long, steady breath here. 1 more breath. 5. Okay, now you're going to bring your hands back towards your chest. You can do 1 at a time. Good. Good. And move into a downward facing dog. So you're gonna tuck the toes, press into the hands, and reach the hips up. So you're in an upside down V shape. And it's the first one, so ease into it. You can bend one knee, bend the other knee. Good. And slowly start to walk towards the top of the mat, feet together, and feet hip width distance, feet together, and slowly roll up to stand. Good. We'll just come straight to Samasthiti. And we'll start with our Surya Namaskar A, which is our first set of sequence, our first sequence of postures. So first we'll start in Surya Namaskar, we'll start in Samasthiti. Okay. So you can bring your arms to the side and gaze somewhere in front of you on the floor. So in yoga, we always have a drishti point. It's a gazing point. It's somewhere to rest our eyes on. And this kind of helps with the distraction. So if you don't have somewhere to rest your eyes on, then there's more opportunity to look all over the place. And that adds to distraction. And then we're not focusing anymore. And we're trying to focus in yoga. So find your drishti point. And for now, it can just be somewhere on the floor in front of you. And just gently rest your eyes there. So you can bring your mind to eye and your attention to the body. So you want to come into the body, feeling the bottom of the feet, touching the ground. Again, coming into that sense of grounding as your body moves down, your body weight moves down through the feet, and you're connected to the ground. Feeling the bottom of the feet. And this is a great exercise to do at any point of the day, wherever you are. While you're standing and doing dishes or you're walking around, just come into the bottom of the feet and sense that. That helps to bring you back to the present moment. It also helps if you're really anxious or you start getting angry or you're flustered, just come back to the bottom of your feet, touching the ground. And then keep engaging through the legs, establishing that foundation that's going to help us create a good foundation for the rest of the standing postures. So we establish the pattern here so that it's in our system when we start doing a little bit more complicated movements, engaging through the legs, and then tucking the tailbone under. So imagine your sit bones are moving down towards the mat. And when that happens, the pubic bone also lifts up. So the entire pelvis is shifting, is tilting forward. And also when that happens, the lower belly, the lower back flattens a little bit. And then you can pull the lower belly in. Keep lifting and lengthening up through the spine, reaching up through the crown of the head and relaxing the shoulders down the back. Take a deep breath in. Slowly exhaling. Good. And we'll start moving slowly through Surya Namaskar A. Inhale. Palms facing up as you reach the arms over your head. Palms touch, elbows towards each other, gazing up towards the thumbs. And then as you exhale, you're going to bring the arms apart, reach the chest forward, shift the hips back, bring the hands to the floor and relax the neck. Inhale into half flip. So keep the fingertips touching, reach the chest forward and bend the knees as much as you need to. Exhale, bend the knees a lot so the palms are flat and step back into a plank position. Find a strong plank. Good. And again, find that shoulder position we established at the beginning, pressing down into the shoulders and reaching the center of the upper back up. So you're spreading the shoulder blades away from each other. Strong core. Lower the knees. Inhale, keeping the spine straight from the top of the head to the knees. You want a straight spine if the knees are lowered. Straight line. Good. So tuck the tailbone under. Strong core. Exhale. Bend the elbows. Lower all the way down. Elbows in towards the ribs. Good. Inhale. You're going to just lift up halfway for a cobra and press down through the tops of the feet. Strong legs. Exhale. Lower the chest. Inhale. Press into the hands into tabletop. Press back, tuck the toes, exhale into downward facing dog. Good. So now we just started moving a lot. So maybe and probably you lost the connection of the breath to the length of the movement, which is totally fine. Reestablish the connection here. Long inhales and exhales. We'll take 3 more breaths here. 3, pressing into the palms, externally rotating through the shoulders. So the shoulders are moving away from the ears. 4, This becomes a little bit difficult if you have really tight shoulders. So just kind of feel where you are with that. Take one more breath. Relax the neck. 5. Inhale. You're going to walk the feet towards the hands as close as you can to the hands. Feet together, back into the half lift position. Fingertips touching, bend the knees as much as you need to, and flatten through the back. Exhale, fold forward and relax the neck. Inhale, come to stand. As you press down, you're reaching up through the hands, palms touch. Exhale, Samasthiti. Good. Okay, we'll do the same thing, moving slowly and consciously with the breath. So always try to see if you can place the movement within an inhale or within an exhale. Or maybe you're just placing the stillness of a posture within an inhale and an exhale. So kind of just being mindful of that. Inhale, arms over your head, palms touch, press down through the feet. Exhale, fold forward, hands to the mat. Relax the neck. Inhale, half lift. Reach the chest forward, pull the lower belly in. Exhale, find your plank, bend the knees, palms flat. Strong plank. Inhale, lower the knees. Good. Exhale, keep pressing down through the shoulders. Good. Exhale, elbows in, shoulders away from the ears. Good. Going down slowly with control, adding that resistance. Inhale, come up halfway, or if you'd like, you can take the full upward facing dog with the arms are straight and the shoulders over the hips. So sometimes, like Alexis, you need to shift the hips forward a little bit so the shoulders are over the wrist. Good. Press the shoulders down. Come out of the shoulders. Good. Exhale, moving back through tabletop into downward facing dog. Reconnect with the breath. 1, pressing into the hands, pushing out of the shoulders, pushing into the hands, out of the shoulders, and reaching the hips up towards the ceiling. Moving the chest towards the thighs. Good. 3, strong legs. The heels can be lifted. If they're lifted, that's okay. But the energy is moving down, the heels down towards the mat. So they're moving in that direction. 4, 5. Inhale, walk the feet up, feet together into half lift, pull the lower belly in, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, arms over your head, palms touch, gazing up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Good. Okay, again. Inhale, arms over your head, palms touch. Press down through the feet as you reach up, tucking the tailbone under, reaching the rib cage away from the hips, creating space. Exhale, fold forward, hands to the mat. Relax the neck. Good. Inhale, half lift, lengthening, reaching the chest forward. Exhale, find your plank. Strong plank. Take an extra breath here, either knees up or knees down. Take your pick. Knees up is really hard. So pay attention to your form of the shoulders if you leave the knees up. If you're not maintaining that's the right technique in the shoulders with the knees up, then just put the knees down. Take another breath in here. Strong core. Pull the lower belly in. Exhale. Bend the elbows slowly. Good. Inhale, upward facing dog, or just lift up halfway. Lift through the chest, shoulders down. Now, if you can here, you press down through the tops of the feet and you engage through the quads and you lift the thighs. Good. This takes you deeper into the back bend. Exhale into tabletop and then into downward, or just go straight into downward facing dog. So if you need that transition in between, you can take it. If not, you just go straight. Find your breath. 1, 2, good. Reaching the hips up and back, pressing into the hands. 3, remember long, steady breaths, keeping the lower belly pulled in. 4, 5, inhale, walk up to the top, into the half lift, bend the knees as much as you need to flatten the back and reach the chest forward, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, fold forward, relax the neck. Inhale, come to stand. Press down through the feet as you reach up. Press down as you reach up. Good. Exhale, Samasthiti. Okay, let's do it. Let's do Srinamaskar. Yeah? Okay. Inhale into chair pose. You're going to bend the knees and lift the chest, palms touch. Squeeze the knees together. Exhale, fold forward, straightening the legs as much as you can. Relax the neck. Inhale, half lift, lengthening. Exhale, find your plank. Inhale, lift the knees or lower the knees. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Completely exhale at the bottom. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra pose. Good. Press down through the shoulders, lift the chest. Now, exhale. If you want to go straight into downward facing dog, you need to start by lifting the hips. Try not to lower the knees too. So lift up, and so from here you're going to roll through the toes and just lift the hips, and the hips lead. Yeah, if not, go through tabletop. Now we're going to bring the right foot forward. Lower the back knee. We're just going to stretch a little bit here. She's not paying attention, so she's just moving mindlessly. So now we're just going to stretch the front of the hip a little bit. Since we're here and it's a good opportunity, bring your hands to your thighs and bend into the right knee as you start to feel the stretch on the front of the left hip. Good. So you can make this less intense or more intense depending on how much you're bending into the right knee. So just find your edge and hold it there. Find your edge, find your breath, and then find stillness for 5 breaths. 1, keep the shoulders relaxed. Keep the lower belly pulled in. 2, 3. Good. Seeing if you have a little bit of more space to go a little deeper. Good. You can walk the hands back on the thighs a little bit. Lift the chest, move the ribcage away from the hips. And 5. Bring the hands back to either side of the foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. No. Lower the back heel. We're going to come up to Virabhadrasana. So strong left leg. Lift the chest. Bring the arms over your head. Palms touch. Bend into the right knee. Don't be scared to bend into the right knee. Good. Strong left leg. Pressing down to the outside of the left foot. Find your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Bring the hands down to either side of the foot onto the mat. And step back into a plank. Another breath in. Lower the knees if you need to. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Good. Inhale, upward facing dog. Strong legs if you can lift the thighs. Exhale, downward facing dog. Tuck the toes and reach the hips up. Left foot forward, in between the hands, as close as you can get them. Lower the back knee. Bring the hands to the thighs. And bend into the left knee to stretch the front side of the right hip. Good. Remember, find your edge, find your breath, and then find stillness. 1, relax the shoulders. Where can you relax? 2, 3, 4. Go a little bit deeper if you can. 5. Exhale, bring your hands to the floor on either side of the foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, lower the heel so the foot is like at 45 degrees. Inhale, lift up. Palms touch, gazing up. Find your breath. Bend into the left knee. Strong left leg so the outside of the right foot is pressing down. Take a deep breath in. Exhale as you bring the hands to either side of the foot. Inhale, find your plank or lower the knees. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Bend the elbows. Slowly, slowly. Good. Inhale, upward facing dog. Lift the chest. Sink the hips down. Exhale, downward facing dog or child's pose. If you need to take a child's pose, go ahead. Find the breath. 1. Good. Pressing down through the base of the pointer finger. 2. 3. You're gazing up towards the thighs or up towards the navel, towards the belly button. Whatever feels more comfortable in the neck. 4. If you're in child's pose, making your way back into downward facing dog. 5. On your next inhale, walk the feet up to the top, into the half lift, lengthen, flatten, exhale, fold forward, relax the neck. Inhale, arms over your head, bend the knees, sink the hips down, pull the lower belly in, palms touch, exhale, Samasthiti. Good. We'll do it one more time, Surya Namaskar beat. Inhale, Utkatasana. Bend the knees, sink the hips, pull the lower belly in. Exhale, fold forward and relax the neck. Inhale into half lift. Exhale, find your plank. Make it a really strong plank. Lower the knees if you need to. Inhale. Exhale, bend the elbows, Chaturanga. Good. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale into downward facing dog. Bring the right foot forward as close as you can in between the hands. Lower the back heel. Inhale, come up. Palms touch. Gazing up. Exhale, bring the hands down, either side of the foot. Inhale into plank. Strong plank. Exhale, lower the knees if you need to, in Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot forward, in between the hands. Lower the back heel. Inhale, strong core. Palms touch, reaching up as you sink down, bend into the left knee. Exhale, bring your hands down. Inhale, find your plank, come into your breath. Exhale, as you bend the elbows slowly, shoulders, yes. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, into downward facing dog or child's pose if you need a little bit of a break. 1, steady inhales and exhales. 2, gazing up towards the thighs. 3, spreading the fingers wide. Good. 4, 5. Inhale, walk the feet up into half lift, lengthening shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, fold forward, relax the neck. Inhale, arms over your head, press down through the feet, bend the knees, sink the hips. Good, exhale, Samasthiti. Good, okay. Moving on, Panagustasana. Bring the feet hip width distance apart. Oh. Feet hip width distance apart, Panagustasana. So you're gonna, with your 2 peace fingers, your middle finger and your pointer finger, you're gonna reach forward and grab and wrap them around the big toes. Bend the knees here as much as you need to. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Pull the lower belly in. Exhale, fold forward. If the legs are straight, engage through the quads. 1. Good. 2, and really grab onto the toes. So grab onto the toes with your fingers. Yeah, don't make it so passive. 3, relax the neck, move the shoulders away from the ears. 4. 5, inhale, look up. Exhale there. Inhale, come up to Samasthiti. You're going to skip the next one. Utthita Trikonasana, which is triangle pose. Inhale, you're going to step the right foot back. Good. So now the distance between your feet, the rule of thumb is that it's the length of one leg. So Alexis has really long legs. So not that long. So her stance is going to be wider than most people. So just kind of gauge it. It's kind of like you can do like the length of. It's kind of a rough measurement, but so that's a good rule of thumb to go off of. Now you're going to bring the right toes towards the back of your mat, right? And the left toes are going to be like at 45 degrees. And the alignment here is the two heels should be in one line. So that's one alignment. There's different alignments, but for now we can go with that. So we're doing A, which we're opened up to the side. Remember? Yes. So you're opening up to the side. Strong legs. Create a solid foundation. Press down through the feet. Reach the arms out to the side. And you're going to bring the right hand down to the right thigh and slide it down to the point where you feel like you can't go anymore because you're just reaching, you're coming up against a limitation, either flexibility or whatever it might be. Holding in here for 5 breaths. You can keep the hand on the shin or you can put the hand onto a block. And then if you can reach all the way down, you grab onto the right big toe. 3, and you're trying to bring the torso directly over the right leg. 4, keep pressing down into your feet, engaging through the legs, pulling in the lower belly. 5, and now as you come up, use the strength of your legs and the strength of your core to come up slowly. Good. There you pivot the feet, turn the right toes in and the left toes out. Good. Reaching the arms out to the side, strong legs, press down through the feet. Bring the left hand to your left thigh and slide it down up until the point you reach your limit. You can keep the hand on the shin or you can bring it onto a block. 1. If your hand is on the shin, make sure you're not dumping your weight into your shin. You're holding yourself up with the strength of your core. 3, the strength of your legs. Press down through the feet. It's good, it's not easy. 4, breathing, long, steady breaths. 5, find your foundation and use that to help you come up. Good. Trikonasana B. So this one's a little bit trickier because it tests the balance, it tests the foundation, and then also starts to test the flexibility through the spine. So pivot around, face the back of the mat. Good. So again, this one, to give you a more of a beginner's version, you want the heel out to the left a little bit. So right toes are pointing forward, left toes are pointing forward or out, angled out a little bit, so like at 45 degrees. So to give our hips more space in this, you can move the left foot out to the left a little bit more. So do that. Move the left foot out. So so your feet and your two heels are kind of separated a little bit if you're looking at it from a width perspective. Okay, now you want to square the hips. Bring your hands to your hips and move your hips so that both hips are pointing forward and both shoulders are pointing forward. So that means that your right hip is going to move back and your left hip is going to move forward. Okay, now we're going to go down for the twist. Bring your left hand down to the outside of the right foot or the inside of the left foot, which is a little bit more stable. If you don't reach, you have 2 options. You can either bring the hand to the shin or the hand to a block. Hand to a block is a little bit more stable because you have something to put your hand on and you have a third point of contact with the floor, so that helps with stability. So either bringing your bringing your left hand to the block or to the shin, and then reaching the right arm up towards the ceiling, and that's going to bring a twist into the spine, mainly up through the upper spine, because you're keeping your hips squared. Finding your twist. Good. If it takes you a couple tries, that's totally fine. Let's take 3 more breaths wherever you are. 3. Good. 4. If you aren't quite twisting all the way, you can look out to the side. If looking all the way up to the hand kind of strains the neck a little bit. Take 1 more breath. It's okay. Find your feet. Press down through the feet, through the base of the big toe. Good. Inhale, slowly come up. Good. Pivot around. Face the front.
I lost my balance.
Yeah. No, what happens in this posture is that we're challenging our sense of body awareness and where our body is in space, and that makes it harder to balance. So that's one of the things that yoga helps our proprioception, helps us understand where we are in space when we totally change things up. Okay, now bring your right hand down to the outside of the left foot onto a block, or bring the left hand to the shin, So left hand to the shin is a modification, but it actually kind of makes it harder, I think, because you don't have that third point of contact. Reach your left arm up, and as you do that, you're coming into the twist. As you reach the left arm up, and that's encouraging the chest to move towards the ceiling. Good, take your time. Find that foundation through both feet. Press down to the base of the big toes. All right, try again. It's not easy. Find something to gaze on, this will help. Either somewhere out to the side or up towards the fingers over you. Take one more breath wherever you are. And on your next inhale, slowly come out of it, pressing down through the feet. Exhale, Samasthiti. That's good. Okay. Uttita Parishvokhanasana. Inhale, step the right foot back. Good. Now this one is going to be a wider stance. So it's a wide stance. Now we'll determine the exact width in just a second. So now you're going to point your right toes towards the back of the mat. And you're going to keep the hips open. Yeah, so we're not squaring off to the back yet. And you're going to bend into the right knee. So here's the alignment, which it's hard because it requires a lot of leg strength. Your knee is over your heel and you want a 90-degree angle. So that means you can take a wider stance. A 90-degree angle with that right leg and the knee is over the ankle. Good. Good. Now, two options. You're going to bring the right hand down to the floor or onto a block on the outside of the right foot. Or you can bring the forearm to the right thigh, which I'll just show you here. Propping yourself up, especially if that right leg muscle is having a hard time holding you up. Reach the left arm over your head, open through the chest, gazing towards the left fingers. 1, keep bending into the right knee. 2, and you want to keep that right knee over the right ankle. So moving that right knee back towards your right arm. Don't let it move forward. 4, taking deep breaths, pressing down through the outside of the left foot, strong left leg. 5, inhale, come up. Good. Pivot the feet. So your right toes are in, left toes are pointing towards the front. Okay, bend into the left knee. Again, bring your left hand to the floor, or your left hand to a block, or your left forearm to your left thigh. Good. 1, deep breaths. 2, so really feel the strength of your legs. Bending into the left knee, pressing down to the right foot. 4, moving that left knee back. 5, inhale, slowly come up. Exhale. Should we do the twist? Samasthiti. We're running out of time, so I'm going to skip the twist there, and it's a little bit of more advanced twist. Inhale, step the right foot back. Feet parallel to each other. Good. So this is a pretty wide stance. Maybe not so wide as the one we just did. Somewhere in between that. Hands to the hips. Inhale, take a deep breath in. Exhale, fold forward, bring the hands to the floor. If they can reach, inhale, look up and lengthen, creating space through the upper body. Exhale, fold forward. Crown of the head moving towards the mat. Torso releasing, spine releasing to bring the crown of the head towards the mat. If the palms are flat on the mat, you can start to walk them back. If your hands aren't touching, you can either widen the stance in this case, or you can bend the knees a little bit. Good. Slow down the breath here. Take 3 more breaths. 3, 4, pressing down through the feet, engaging through the legs. 5, inhale, straighten the arms, look up and lengthen. Hold it on the exhale. Inhale, come all the way up, hands to the hips. Exhaling at the top. Okay, we'll take one more here. Inhale, reach the arms out to the side. Exhale, interlace the fingers behind the back. Inhale, see if you can straighten the arms here. Exhale, fold forward and move the wrists and the hands away from the hips. Relaxing the neck, relaxing the shoulders, keeping the legs strong. 1, just gonna move her hands a little bit for her. 2, still a little bit. 3, strong legs. 4, good, deep breaths. 5, inhale, come up, press down through the feet. Exhale into Samasthiti. Good. All right, we're gonna do one balancing posture here. Tree pose or Ardha Baddha Padmottanasana. We're gonna start with the right leg up. What?
The name sounds so weird.
She says the name sounds weird. Ardha Baddha Padmottanasana. That means half bound lotus forward fold. So, and that'll make sense once I show you the posture. So first, if you're not gonna go into lotus because you have something going on with your knee, or you just want to focus on a simple external hip rotation and balancing, then go for tree pose. You're gonna pick up the right foot and externally rotate through the hip. So you can start with the ball of the foot on the floor and the knee pointing out to the side. Strong left leg pressing down through the left leg. So the knee's pointing out to the side. Keep it there as you bring the foot up to the calf or up to the inner thigh. Good, palms together. And you can stay here. If you want to go into the Ardha Baddha Padmottanasana, you can bring the right foot to the left hip crease. This is going to take you deeper into the hip rotation. Grab on to the left foot with the palm facing forward, and then wrap the right arm behind the back, and if you can, you grab onto the left elbow. That's the Baddha, the bound. Ardha is half. Ardha Baddha, Baddha is bound. Padmo is lotus. Ttanasana is forward fold. So if you want to fold forward, you can fold forward slowly and bring the left hand to the floor on the outside of the left foot. Keep that right arm behind you while you do this. If you can, you grab onto on the right toes. You make that bind. It's okay if you can't. Good. Take 2 more breaths here.
Oh, I can't.
Okay, if you're folded forward, inhale, look up. Exhale there. And then inhale, slowly start to come up with control. And then exhale, release. Good. Okay, so you have a few options here. You can either do the tree pose, you can do the lotus pose just standing up and holding your balance there, or you can do the lotus with the folding forward. Okay, let's try the left side. Coming into your right leg, externally rotating to that left hip, so the knee points out, and you rotate into the hip. If you're doing tree pose, lift the leg to the calf or to the upper inner thigh. If you're doing the Ardha Baddha Padmottanasana, bring the left foot to the right hip, relaxing the left hip so that left knee can move back towards the wall behind you. Take the bind, take your time, go into the version that's right for you, where you feel like you're being challenged, but you're not straining anything. If you want to fold forward, you can, bringing the right hand down to the floor. Take your time, keeping that left hand behind the back. Relax the neck. Good. If you fall out, just try it again. This is how we find our balance. We constantly go in and out of it. So we know what's too much, what's too little, what's too left, what's too right. Good, take one more breath wherever you are. If you're folded forward, inhale, look up. Hold it on the exhale. Inhale, slowly come up, pressing down through the standing leg. And then exhale, release the leg. Good. Coming to the top of the mat, feet together. Inhale, arms over your head, palms touch, gazing up. Exhale, fold forward, swan dive, chest forward, hips back, relax the neck. Inhale, look up, half lift. Exhale, step back into a plank position. Strong plank, lower the knees if you need to. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, bend the elbows in towards the ribs. Inhale, upward facing dog. See if you can lift those thighs, strong legs. Exhale into downward facing dog. Inhale, jump through to seated. So Alexis is really good at this. So she's going to show you the breakdown of a jump through. You're bringing one foot forward as close as you can to the hand. Knee in between the arms and knee towards your chest. Bring the other foot forward, top of the foot, cross the shins, knees in between the arms, lower the hips, and send the legs through. Good. I have another tutorial on my YouTube that really breaks that down more if you want more guidance on that. Okay, let's do Dandasana. Bring the hands next to your hips and lengthen the spine. So again, this has to do with proportions. If you have really long arms, your elbows are going to be bent a little bit. If you have really short arms, then you might have to put your hands on something because they might not reach. Flex the feet together. Engage through the legs and really find your sit bones. So you want to be right on top of the sit bones so that you can create the right position for the pelvis so that the spine can be straight. If the sit bones are moving forward, then you're rounding the spine. If the sit bones are moving back too much, then you're arching the spine. You want the spine to be neutral, right on top of the sit bones. Lengthening through the spine, bringing the shoulders back and down. Good. Pulling the lower belly in and tucking the chin. Strong legs, don't forget about your legs. Flex the feet, keep the feet together. 5 deep breaths here. 1, 2, long steady breaths. 3, 4, 5. Release that. Paschimottanasana. We're going to go for a forward fold. Inhale, catch the big toes with your peace fingers, your middle finger and your pointer finger, or just catch the outsides of the legs. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Pull the lower belly in. Exhale, fold forward. Keep pulling in the lower belly and keeping the legs strong. This is what's going to help you fold forward, not the pulling on your legs with your arms. Don't pull yourself with your arms. Try to relax the arms and instead engage through the legs and pull in through the lower belly, creating space in the pelvis to fold deeper and engaging through the quads to allow the hamstrings to release. Take 3 more breaths here. 3, keeping the feet together as much as possible. 4, deep breaths. It's okay? 5, inhale, look up. Exhale there. Good. Inhale, reach the hands, release the hands, and reach them behind the hips. About a feet away from the hips, fingertips facing forward. So you have 2 options. You can either keep the legs straight and together, or you can bend the knees and plant them on the floor. So a little bit closer to your hips. There's going to be either reverse plank or reverse tabletop. So take your pick. Inhale, lift the hips and drop the head back. Lifting the hips. 1. If the legs are straight, keep the feet together with the legs internally rotating. 3, lift the hips up, pull the lower belly in. 4, deep breaths. 5, exhale, come down. Now take a vinyasa. We're going to start with the reverse of a jump through. So you're going to cross the shins, tuck them underneath you so you can roll over the ankles, come onto the knees, and come into a plank. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale into downward facing dog. Good. Again, jump through to seated. If jumping through is really hard, just come onto your knees and find your seated position. Okay, now come to a comfortable seated position. We've run out of time a little bit. So we're gonna come straight into the 3 last postures. So bring your feet into either a full lotus or not, just come into a comfortable seated position. Wrap the arms behind the back, grab onto opposite elbows. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, fold forward, rounding the back, and as much as it feels comfortable, as far as it feels comfortable, forehead towards the mat. 1, relax through the neck, relax through the spine, slowing down the breath. 2, Place a block underneath your forehead so you can relax a little bit more. 3, 4, 5. Inhale, slowly come up. Release the arms. Bring the wrist towards your knees, pointed towards the thumbs. Straighten the arms. Again, find your sit bones. Long spine, reaching the chest up and tucking the chin down. Deep breaths. We're going to take 10 breaths here. 1, following the breath all the way through the inhale, all the way through the exhale. 2, make these the most conscious, focused breaths of the entire hour. 3, following the pathway of the breath. This is a controlled breath, so you're lengthening and deepening the breath. 4, keeping the spine straight, relaxing the shoulders. 5, 6, keeping the lower belly pulled in towards the spine. 7, 8, 9, 10. Releasing that, Uputihi. You're going to cross the shins, bring the knees towards the chest, as close as you can get them to the chest, and you want to keep them here as long as possible. Bring your hands onto the floor in front of the hips. So somewhere at that midline of your thigh. We're going to lift up. This is going to be our last effort. So you're going to lift up. Shift the weight forward into the hands, press into the hands, into the shoulders, lift the hips. 1, good, don't come down. 2, I'm doing it with you. 3, look forward a little bit. 4, see if we can lift 1 foot. 5, keep pressing into the shoulders. 6, other foot. 7, keep breathing, deep breaths. 8, don't stop breathing. 9, and 10. Exhale, come down. Good. If you want to take one last vinyasa, you can, or you can just come straight to Shavasana, lying down on your back for the final resting pose. So, you choose. Vinyasa or just go straight to your back. Let's see what she decides. You can just lie down, that's okay. If you've had enough. Okay, so final resting pose. Palms facing up, you can close the eyes. It's also nice sometimes if you like place something on your eyes to shut out the light, just to keep the eyes closed. I'm sorry. Bring the feet as far apart as it feels comfortable. Relax the legs, good. Palms facing up. And now we're letting go of controlling the breath and just let the breath be natural. So allow the breath to spontaneously move in through the nose and out through the nose. And just observing this process. As you relax the whole body. Allowing the ground to support the body. So just relaxing completely into the mat so that the ground can hold you. So feel the support of the ground holding you up as you completely relax. We'll just be here for a few minutes. I'll let you know when you can come up.
If you have some extra time, you can stay here a little bit longer. If not, you can start to deepen the breath and slowly start waking up the body. Moving the fingers, moving the toes, rocking the head side to side. Slowly coming back to the body. Reaching the arms over your head for a full body stretch, and take a deep breath in, reaching through the hands, through the toes, and then exhaling through the mouth. Good. Do it 2 more times. Deep breath in, stretching, and exhale, let it go. 1 more time. Deep breath in, exhale through the mouth. Good. Bring the knees into the chest. Coming over to the right side of the body. And whenever you're ready, making your way back up to a seated position. Coming to a seated position with the hands on the knees, closing the eyes. Settling here for a moment into the body, into the quiet space. Like to set an intention, it's a good time. Maybe something you feel you cultivated in your practice today that you want to take with you off of the mat into the rest of your day. Bring the palms together. We'll finish with an Om together. Inhale through the nose. Namaste. Thank you. Thanks for joining us virtually. Thank you for joining me in real life. You were really good today. If you guys have any questions, reach out. If there's anything that you want me to break down more, or you want me to explain a little bit more, I'd be super happy to do that. So just let me know. Send me a message on Instagram, or if you have any other way of reaching out to me. I also teach some Zoom classes through Miami Life Center on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's a beginner class at 5:30 p.m. So if you want a little bit more individualized intention, that's a good opportunity because it'll be Zoom, so I'll be able to see you. And those are $10 a class, or there's also a special right now that's 30 days for $30. And you can take my class or any of our other teachers' classes. And what else did I want to tell you? Oh, if you want to send me a donation for this class today, I left my PayPal and my Venmo details in the description. It's totally optional though, you don't have to send money, but if you'd like to and you're able to, then I left those details for you there. And I think that's it. There's a chat here, so if you have any questions for me right now, you can send them over and I can answer them right now.
Either way, I will see you soon. I'm here every Sunday at 10, so tune in for a 1-hour class. We'll go slow, we'll break things down for beginners, but also good for any level of yoga practitioner. Do you have anything to say, Alexis?
No.
Okay. All right. Let's see if anybody has questions. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Sophie. No, I'm not typing. All right. I'm going to sign off.